Hello, my name is Marcus Carter, and today I'm going to inform the audience about marijuana. Using 3 points, I'm going to attempt to inform you about marijuana and the movement to legalize it. According to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, a recent government survey shows that over 98 million Americans over the age of 12 have tried marijuana at least once in their lifetime. And if that many are saying they did it, you can probably multiply it times 2, because I don't know if that's something most people want to truly admit to doing. But today I'm going to give you information about marijuana legalization, and I'm going to use 3 main points. First, what is marijuana and how does it affect humans? Second, when and why did marijuana become illegal? Third, and finally, I will talk to you about the recent trend of legalizing marijuana in states and for medical purposes. What is marijuana and how does it affect humans? According to WebMD, marijuana or cannabis is a cannabis plant. It grows wildly in many of the tropical and temperate areas of the world. It can be grown in almost any climate and is increasingly cultivated by means of indoor hydroponic technology, which means this is the way that most drug dealers make new strands is they put them up in small greenhouses or maybe basements, make areas to where there's constant sunlight, and they make these new strands. Cannabis has a naturally occurring psychoactive ingredient that's called THC. It's one of the main drugs, and it's one of the more well-known drugs that comes out of marijuana. When THC reaches the brain, it puts you in a relaxed state. It gives you a feeling of just, I don't know, I think just, only way I can describe it is just happiness, and gives you more or less no cares in the world. It typically heightens your senses and takes away most pain. Cannabis is used in 3 main forms: marijuana, hash, and hash oil. Marijuana is made from dried flowers and leaves on the cannabis plant. It is the least potent of all the cannabis products and is usually smoked. Hashish is made from the resin of the cannabis plant. It is dried and pressed into small blocks and smoked. It can also be added to food and eaten. Hashish oil, the most potent cannabis product, is a thick oil obtained from hashish. It is also smoked. Now, I know most people probably not old enough to even think about it, but when was marijuana actually made illegal? According to an article published in Fortune magazine, marijuana was utilized by humans for years, back even all the way to the 19th century when they were using it for medicine. It's used mostly now for pain. Well, let me say this first. Doctors prescribe it only in states where it's legal for medical purposes. Pain is the main reason people ask for a prescription. A pain medicine specialist at the University of California says that it's mostly used for headaches, cancer, glaucoma, and nerve pain. Marijuana was first made illegal in the early 1900s by usually states, and then in 1937 through the Marijuana Tax Act, the federal government made it illegal for everyone in this country. And it was mostly because it was associated with violence and putting people through crazy psychosis. Not saying it happens to everybody, but everybody's body is different and takes drugs in different ways. Well, more and more states are starting to legalize marijuana for whatever reasons in different ways. Some in just allowing people to use it for medical marijuana, and some just are all out just legalizing for anybody to use any way that they choose to. In 2010, marijuana became illegal in New Jersey, and it was the 14th at the time. Since then, I think there was two other states. I think it was Massachusetts and Washington, they legalized it. And I know at the moment there's currently 12 states that are currently considering legalization that will either legalize medical marijuana or decriminalize personal amounts to where you can have a small personal percentage on yourselves. First, we looked at what marijuana is and as well as its effects on the human brain. Second, we saw when and how marijuana was prohibited in the U.S. And third, we looked at the growing number of states that have legalized or decriminalized marijuana. With a larger portion of Americans having tried marijuana and more states considering legalization, it seems that the time has come for a serious debate on legalizing marijuana across this country, and the fact that it would help solve quite a few of the tax problems.